Trooper Pelletier was a part of the tapestry that weaves this diverse state together.
This morning, the Connecticut State Police will say goodbye to a dedicated officer who made the ultimate sacrifice.
A Southington native, Trooper First Class Aaron Pelletier was living out his dream to protect and serve. Last week, he went to work and never returned home.
I feel so bad for the wife, kids, you know, and the family. It's really hard.
Many will gather today in Hartford to remember Trooper Pelletier, a 9-year veteran of the force who will forever be remembered as a joyful family man who gave the only life he had to the job he loved.
He always had a smile on his face and was just a happy-go-lucky guy.
And we're joining you this morning to say a final farewell to a state trooper killed in the line of duty. It is Wednesday, June 5th. I'm Caitlin Nuclo.
And I'm Nicole Nalepa. 34-year-old Trooper First Class Aaron Pelletier died last Thursday after he was killed in a hit-and-run crash. And in just a few hours, a procession will take place for the K-9 officer from the Della Vecchia Funeral Home in Southington to the Xfinity Theater in Hartford for the funeral.
And we have team coverage as the state mourns today. Channel 3's Olivia Schuler is at the funeral home in Southington, and Marcy Jones is in Hartford, where the service is happening at 11 o'clock this morning.
And we start you off with Olivia Schuler. She is live in Southington, as you just mentioned. Olivia, we know that police from around the state and really around the country will be there to salute their fallen brother.
Nicole and Caitlin, starting at 10 o'clock this morning, there will be a procession that begins here at the Della Vecchia Funeral Home in Southington. A large number of law enforcement cruisers will then lead Trooper Pelletier's body over to the Xfinity Theater, where his funeral services will be in Hartford. This is really a somber day throughout our state here. However, one that will honor the state trooper for all he did to protect others. Now, yesterday, hundreds of people came here to honor the life of Trooper Pelletier. Trooper Pelletier was a friend, a husband, and a proud father. He leaves behind a wife, Dominique, and 2 young sons, Zachary and Troy. We spoke to Reese Tyndall, who was Troy's preschool teacher. She says her heart aches knowing what this family is now going through.
Troy in the classroom would just brighten up the room. He was just so kind to everyone. It just breaks my heart that he has to go through this.
And we want to show you this beautiful memorial that has grown here throughout the last several days. You can see that there's tons of balloons, flowers, and notes, as well as appreciation for everything Trooper Pelletier did for his community. Once again, the procession will begin here at the Della Vecchia Funeral Home at 10 o'clock this morning. We're live in Southington. Olivia Schuler, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
I look forward to meeting Miss Pelletier and giving her a check with some flowers and a hug and giving her some love. We've had people from Florida, Minnesota, all over order shirts in tribute to him.
A t-shirt printing company in Windham has been busy working overtime to help support Trooper Pelletier's family. In just a few days, Raise the Standard has printed more than 1,000 special shirts honoring his memory, and there are still plenty more to be made. 100% of the proceeds go to Pelletier's wife and children, and we have a link for you to the company's website on the WFSB app.
Meanwhile, support continues to grow this morning for Trooper Pelletier's wife and children. This morning, the GoFundMe page, organized by the Connecticut State Police, is very close to its $500,000 goal. About $495,000 raised so far. Earlier this week, Pelletier's son Troy threw out the first pitch for the Yard Goats, and a business in Windham, as we just mentioned, has been selling T-shirts in the trooper's honor. 100% of the money raised will go to the family.
Now, this morning, members of the public are invited to pay their respects to Trooper First Class Aaron Pelletier at the Xfinity Theater. The funeral service starts at 11 a.m., but we will have live coverage today starting at 10 a.m., both here on Channel 3 and the WFSB Plus. We'll be streaming that for the funeral for Trooper Pelletier, and we know the door is open to the public at 9 a.m.
And the devastating death of State Trooper Aaron Pelletier has sparked a major debate in Wethersfield.
A town councilor wanted to fly a thin blue line flag during today's funeral service, but the request was shot down in a 5-3 vote. Those who voted against the flag say that it violates the town's flag policy, and all requests need to be made 30 days in advance.
I think this policy is being tested at the moment. It's not a perfect policy. I think this is something that we should look into and say, well, in case of an emergency or things like this, we can have a different approach, but that's not what the policy says at the moment.
Some people in the town were hoping an exception would be made due to the nature of the tragedy. The pride flag is on display right now, but town leaders say the pride flag request followed the 30-day policy.
Tomorrow will mark 1 week since Trooper Pelletier was killed, and the driver accused of hitting him is still sitting in jail. An eyewitness say that they saw Alex Oyola Sanchez hit Pelletier while he was conducting a traffic stop outside of his cruiser on 84 eastbound in Southington. We're told that Oyola Sanchez took off, but police caught up to him. And investigators say that he admitted to being high on fentanyl and cocaine before the crash. He'll be facing a judge again tomorrow.
Well, good morning, everyone. It is now 7:06. We've been tracking a lone shower this morning that is slowly shifting to the south and east, and it is in the process of dissipating, but still alive there in Ellington and Tolland. So some light rain for you as you head out the door this morning. Most of us will be enjoying dry weather, but improving sky conditions behind that shower. Windsor Locks, we're seeing the live view, the sun rays poking through. 65 degrees, south-southwest wind at 8 miles per hour. Meanwhile, in Stores, as that shower nears you, you have a lot more in the way of cloud cover. Temperatures starting off in the 60s, wind flow out of the southwest. Today's the day to definitely knock out any yard work, the mowing especially, before rain heads our way tomorrow. But in terms of cloudy skies this morning, it will give way to some sunshine, some toasty temperatures this afternoon. We'll have much more on that threat for rain tomorrow. Timing it out for you coming up a little bit later in your First Alert forecast. Good morning, Caitlin.
Good morning, Jill. Good morning, everybody. 7:07 here. If you're heading out the door, heading to work, bringing the kids to school, your drive times and speeds looking very typical for this time of morning. Hartford to New Haven on 91, Waterbury to Hartford on 84, and New Haven to the George Washington Bridge. Heavier delays, 115-minute ride time from 95 southbound, and then more substantial delays along the Parkway at this time, which again is very typical. But again, I've been following an incident for you in Fairfield, so that could be contributing to some of those delays. So let's get you some of those details right now. Again, this is in Fairfield, 95 southbound between exits 21 and 20. This was reported a couple of hours ago at this point. Tractor trailer went off the roadway through the guardrail down the embankment here. You can see off to the side of the road. So emergency crews have arrived on scene. All the lanes are open. Just make sure that you're taking your time, reducing those speeds as you pass this incident site. Guardrail damage has been done. There's a light pole that's also been damaged that they're working to repair. No injuries have been reported, though. I'm Caitlin Francis with your Connecticut Chevy First Alert Traffic Report, driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.